We continue our work at Ukraine Crisis Media Center, and now the floor is given to Colonel Andriy Lysenko, Ministry of Defense of Ukraine spokesperson, and ATO-related issues. Good afternoon, dear colleagues. The main news is that during the last 24 hours, in the result of the military actions, no Ukrainian serviceman was killed or wounded. The Lugansk sector, yesterday, the situation at the line of confrontation escalated during second part of the day. The situation was tense in Troitsk. There, the occupants delivered 2 mortar shellings. In one of the shellings, the enemy launched 30 mines at Ukrainian forces, and later the enemy delivered 1 short mortar shelling in Krymsk and 1 in Katerinovka. And later, Russian occupation forces opened fire with the use of grenade launchers in Novozvanivka and Novoalexandrovka. Yesterday, in the Lugansk sector, they recorded 10 shellings delivered by the enemy, including 4 with the use of heavy weapons. The Donetsk sector, the majority of shellings were in Kamenka, Avdiivka, Shakhta-Butevka position part of front line. There, between 4 p.m. and midnight, the enemy delivered active grenade launcher fire from 4 directions. Ukrainian forces returned fire, and also there was 1 short mortar shelling in Lugansk. Yesterday in the Donetsk sector, they recorded 11 armored provocations by the enemy. The Mariupol sector main military actions were after 8 p.m. and Lebedinsky and Vodiane came under artillery fire 122 mm of caliber. And after 9:30, the militants opened fire with the use of mortars, and they targeted the residential quarters of Vodiane, no casualties among civilians, and in Shorokin and Pavlovpil, the militants used mainly small arms. Yesterday, in the Mariupol sector, there were 9 shellings delivered by the enemy. According to the reconnaissance service, there is a deterioration of discipline among the militants, and the desertion is on the increase. That's why Russian occupation commanders started to implement measures to search and hold the Russian mercenaries who went AWOL. And recently, in the east of Ukrainian occupied territory, the Moscow curators also decided to implement a plan that is called Koltso, the ring, that envisages to set checkpoints in automobile roads in a non-controlled part of state border between Ukraine and Russia, and the militants that will take part in the implementation of the plan are allowed to open fire for effect as suspected deserters. In Bakhmut, police officers confiscated a grenade RGD-5 and F1 from the local resident, and he was previously brought to criminal responsibility for drug storage. Ukrainian forces continue their training in Zaporizhzhia Oblast. They had field training of anti-aircraft battery of the National Guard, and the servicemen of the same unit, the mortar battery, also had the field training. They were trained in battle readiness, and they checked the battle readiness and command coordination of military personnel. Servicemen were taught to respond quickly on battle alert, to get ready to deliver fire, and rehearsed and improved their skills in aiming mortars at targets and moving in difficult battle conditions. 1 truck went through Novotoroitsk checkpoint to non-controlled territories, bringing 10 tons of food products, hygienic kits, and spare parts for water supply line for the residents of occupied territories of Luganshina from the International Committee of Red Cross. There are no questions. Thank you and goodbye. Thank you.